Hello, my little beans. Fluffer here. Today, I want to tell y'all the tale about how I was drugged. Yeah, there's no sugarcoating that one. This story takes place back in 2021. I was at the time seeing some dude. We'll call him Chad to not invade their privacy. Chad and I, we had these friends. They were natives. They were neighbors of ours, newly acquired neighbors of ours. We had just bought in our house. Things were looking up then. Basically, Chad was a fan of a particular herb to smoke it. I kind of grew accustomed to taking it for a brief period in my life. Still do from time to time, on occasions. One day, it was just me there with them. They were a married couple. They had just invited me in because I had helped them with their garden because they were, planting vegetables and other stuff for cooking. I was offered to try a new treat that they had baked. And Chad was too busy doing a chore back home, and he really wasn't feeling up for it. So I, politely accepted. I go over, and I'm sitting there on their couch, and they hand me this Rice Krispie treat that they made. And I, now knowing what it will eventually cause, foolishly ate the whole thing. Now, mind you, I did not know what an edible was. I was still new to the whole grass gang. And, let's just say I fucked around and I found out. Oh, yeah, did I ever? Yeah. Basically, everything was fine. Didn't really feel anything till I had sat there for about 10, 15 minutes, give or take. That's when I started noticing the drywall that was freshly built. I could see the outlines because they built their own place. They were very resourceful like that. I actually envy people that can do that because I don't have patience. Landscaping, though, love it. Love it. Back to what I was saying. The first thing I felt was I started to notice I felt calm. I felt relaxed, like weight was lifted. I asked them, hey, what is this? Oh, they said it's an edible. I'm like, what? They started laughing. At first, I kind of got irritated, but then as I keep going over it, their intentions was to help the mood because I'm not going to get into it. I was having a bad day, and they wanted to help. And at the time, I didn't know what type of friends they had, and I did not know what was in those edibles at the time. I found out 3 days after what was in those edibles. Angel dust was in them. It were laced with PCP. So right then and there, you already know I was bugging. And at that point, I think once I was told, that they were an edible, they said basically it's just, an infused food with some stuff in it. That right there I should have known. The when they said stuff. They didn't say grass, they said stuff. My dumbass thought nothing of the sort because, again, new to the whole green team, so wasn't really thinking. Once I was told that it was an edible, that's when it hit. I think I started seeing like the panels of that drywall from a straight line to starting to squiggle. I kinda started to get anxious where I said, alright, I have to go. We'll have to do this again some other time. I started to walk home. Mind you, we lived a half a block down. And at this point, once I closed their door to their house, boom, it was, oh my god. Oh my god. We all know those classic Looney Tunes, like, the whole type aesthetic. Well, let's just say the light poles were grooving. Yeah. Light bulbs were bouncing up and down, lights flickering. I started seeing colors. And that's when my anxiety got the better of me and I started bawling pretty much because I didn't know what was going on. Again, I didn't know it was angel dust at the time. I thought it was just, regular THC. I'm like, wow, we can do this? Yeah, it only got worse from there. So basically, I get home. I tell Chad what happened. So we go into the bathroom. I'm freaking the fuck out because at this point I'm seeing tree trunks growing out of the ground, and I'm just like, oh my god, make it stop, make it stop. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. And the fear. Listen, I never realized how bad of a trip someone could go through until I tried that. Fucked me up so bad to where I didn't know what reality was. And I don't blame them. I mean, I do because A, they should have fucking told me what it was. But at the same time, their intentions weren't to harm, they were to uplift my spirits. But if you're gonna give me a hard drug, an illegal drug, fucking tell me. But I digress. I can remember the feeling of pure panic. Like I, I was questioning what was real and what was not. If my man was in the room at the time or not. If I was talking to an apparition or a manifestation of the drug. All I know is it was so bad that it probably took almost 5 whole hours for me to calm down. Mind you, in that time, the shit I saw just kept getting worse. Rather than just the trees growing up, I started seeing polka dots, seeing the skin on my paw here melting off. It was a bad time. It really was. It was a bad time for me. Again, I blame myself because the moment they said stuff, I should have known better. I take full blame, but at the same time, I'm still a little irked that they didn't tell me what was in it. For all we know, I could have been overdosing. And that's probably what it was. It got to the point that I had to take an EpiPen to help calm down because I was getting so bad that I started to go numb. Listen, it was like so much to process to where your brain just goes. "Grrr." Like I like being numb. That's why from time to time, on occasions, like let's say New Year's or if I go out with some friends, I'll do a doobie. But that type of numb, buddy, fuck that. Never again. Never again will I trust anything handed to me from strangers, especially if it's an edible, because unless I truly trust a person, I'm not going to take. That's how I am now because I'm just paranoid. But it taught me to be hesitant towards not to trust people, and that's really the moral of the story here. Just because someone decides to be your friend does not mean that they're 100% your friend. It's tough because in this world, salt and sugar, they look the same. You know what I mean? It's really hard. If there's anything to take away from this, it'd be that. Pick who you trust very carefully because the world can screw you over at any moment. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Oh. I know one thing. People who enjoy that are definitely mentally ill. I couldn't do a high like that. Nope. Nah. Furthermore, that I think was one of the reasons why I slowed down on the whole. I just the fear, man. It's not worth it. For my little ones watching this, my little beans out there, don't do drugs. And if you do end up doing a certain herb, later in life, be careful who you get it from, because people like to lace stuff. And I've experienced that as well. But that's another video for another day. I'm going to leave this one here. This has been Fluffer signing off. Stay tuned, my little beans.